Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, June 21st, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. So, what did you do on the longest day of the year yesterday? Me? I just waited for today when the days get a little bit shorter. I am more of a fall-winter kind of a guy. But for now, it is summer and it is Friday, so we better get into it, shall we? The Anne Arundel County Board of Education has approved its final fiscal year 25 budgets, totaling $1.69 billion with a B for operations and $184.4 million for capital projects. The operating budget passed 6-1, funding salaries and school services, while the capital budget passed unanimously, focusing on construction and renovations. Funds have been reallocated to address teacher shortages and planning period losses and to staff new schools. The capital budget includes significant investments in new school buildings and renovations, with $1.32 million allocated for bus replacements through an EPA grant. Maryland Governor Wes Moore and Attorney General Anthony Brown announced the launch of a statewide tracking system for sexual assault evidence kits. They call them SAKEs, more commonly known as a rape kit, here in Maryland. The new online system, Track Kit, allows survivors to monitor their kit's status and location throughout the criminal justice process. This initiative aims to enhance transparency and accountability, giving survivors more control over their cases. The system is designed by Invita Healthcare Technologies and will be used by over 150 agencies statewide, including medical facilities and law enforcement. The program is part of a broader effort to improve support for sexual assault survivors and ensure compliance with legal requirements. Maryland's Public Service Commission has mandated an additional 15 days notice before utilities can be disconnected from customers denied energy assistance effective through July 31st. This decision follows a funding shortfall in state energy assistance programs, which ran out of funds in April due to high demand and increased eligibility. While most utilities have voluntarily halted disconnection, the Commission stopped short of a full moratorium. Utilities are required to report back to the status of the assistance programs and disconnection practices. The Office of the People's Counsel continues to advocate for a moratorium on shutoffs during the summer heat and has recommended additional protections for affected customers. The MBA has launched a Maryland Mobile ID in Samsung Wallet, making Maryland the second state in the country to offer digital IDs through that platform. Marylanders can now use their digital driver's license or ID at select TSA pre-check checkpoints, including BWI. The initiative follows the successful integration of digital IDs in Apple Wallet and Google Wallet. Maryland Mobile ID serves as a companion to the physical ID, doesn't replace it quite yet, and it prioritizes user privacy and security. And I'll tell you from personal experience, it is amazing. I use it all the time when I fly out of BWI, and security is literally less than a minute. All right, let's talk events. Really, there's only two major ones and two repeating ones. Juneteenth. Tonight is the VIP reception, but the big day is tomorrow. The parade kicks off at noon, running from Calvert Street up to Maryland Hall, and that's when the festival takes over at 2 p.m., and it goes till 9:30 p.m. with live music, games, celebrations, and fireworks to cap it all off. It is all free, but you need a place to park, and you can do that at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium for $10, and there is a free shuttle. On the other side of the creek, Eastport A Rockin' gets underway at noon at the Maritime Museum on 2nd Street in Eastport. Tickets are $40 at the gate for 4 stages and more than 40 bands all day long. But you know what? You can save $10 just by buying your tickets online today at eastportarockin.com. And then you can save an additional $5 by using the code EOAEAR24. So that drops your $40 ticket down to $25 if my math is right. And that's about the equivalent of 2 beers, I think. And I do happen to have a pair of tickets to give away. So if you want them, reach out and I might get them to you. On the repeating end, but no less fun side of things, Saturday is Dinner Under the Stars on West Street from 5 p.m. until late. And Sunday at City Dock, it is the Art and Public Places Commission's Summer Concert Series. That gets underway at 6:30 p.m. And whatever you do this weekend, if you are outside, stay hydrated and use sunscreen. And of course, you want to be sure to catch our local business spotlight on Saturday at noon. This week we speak with Elle from Here, a pop-up shop. And if you missed it last night, you do want to check out that cool bonus podcast we dropped with Catherine and Crystal from Monarch Weather and Climate Intelligence. Good stuff, and I learned what SNIRT is. Today on Canines and Crosstreks, we didn't meet, but we heard about 5 adorable and soon-to-be really big puppies, all named after your favorite Grease characters. Kaniki, he's my favorite. Listen to our spot now and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon today for some irresistible photos and get all of the information on how you can adopt one, or if you're brave, more. And again, don't forget that we do have our daily newsletter that features only the top local news stories of the day. We send it out to your email inbox at 7 p.m. every night. Yes, that's 366 days this year, all without a paywall. It is perfect for keeping up with the weekend's news since we don't release DNBs on Saturday or Sunday. And here is a link right here in the show notes for you. Whew. That's it. Now it's time just to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world. And if we do, please leave a review somewhere or tell a friend to give us a listen. We also want to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. It is Friday, the weekend is here, and now it is time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Now hang tight because George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with the only locally forecasted weather report you'll find, and of course Canines and Crosstreks, so do hang around for that. All that's coming your way in just a minute.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming. And determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive. And it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, June 21st. It has been a very warm week already across the Annapolis region, but summertime is going to step it up a notch or two over the next week or so, with daily highs in the 90s and even a legit chance of some spots seeing temps hit the 100-plus degree mark this Sunday. Look for mostly sunny skies today with highs in the low to mid-90s, followed by mid to upper 90s tomorrow to get the weekend started, and we can't totally rule out a PM shower or storm tomorrow afternoon and evening, with Sunday then following up with more sunshine and highs in the 95 to 102 degree range, with heat index values likely 100 to 110 plus degrees, with a better chance of showers and storms than Sunday night and Monday, as Monday's highs are expected to remain in the low to mid 90s, with more sunshine and 90s expected through at least Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, and be safe as you get out and about today and this weekend. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and X for weather updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Anne Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
Well, we're back up here at Annapolis Subaru, and we're dogless.
We are dogless.
What's the
Not
deal
at
with
the
that?
SPCA, but here at Subaru we are.
Are you fresh out?
No.
There's probably a
I don't
dog
think
here
that'll ever
somewhere.
happen.
There's
Well,
probably
yes,
a dog here
definitely
somewhere.
in the showroom, but not
for
an
adoption.
SPCA dog, right?
Yeah.
So
Why are we
I'm
dogless?
dogless only because I really wanted to talk about these beautiful puppies that we have that for some reason we're just not getting as many apps as we usually do when we get pups.
What?
I know. It's very upsetting. So, and I couldn't bring all 5 of them with me. That would be a disaster for
I
the
mean,
showroom.
you could have.
Well, I could.
I mean,
That's
your
right. But
Crosstrek
getting
is
him out of the
perfectly
car-
capable of handling it.
Getting them out of the car by myself, bringing him into the showroom, and they're definitely 3 months old. They're not potty trained. And I know how Billy feels about that.
That would have been difficult.
That is the showroom rule, right?
Yeah,
Must
no.
be potty trained.
Yep.
Come here. So we have these beautiful 5 pups. They're all black, and they came in as Cane Corso Spaniel mixes. I don't see much of the Spaniel, and none of us have. But their paws are huge. So we definitely think they're going to be
Some big
Corso
old
dogs.
dogs.
Yes, they're going to be more Corso looking. But they're sweet as can be. They're very socialized as a 3-month-old puppy
Right.
can be. But obviously, they're big, and some people may not be looking for such a big dog.
And they're not bonded, are they?
No, none of them are bonded as of now.
Is the
And,
mom there too?
No, we just have the pups. Lots of fun, and they're just playful as can be. And we were thinking, it's summertime. It's a great time to adopt a pup. The whole family can get to know and socialize the dog into your home. So it's very good timing. And we suggest that for the people that are out there looking.
And there are 5 of them, and they're all named after Grease characters.
Yeah.
What's the names?
Oh, so we've got Rizzo, Danny Zuko, Kaniki, Frenchie,
I like Kinnick.
and Putsy.
Putsy
But
is a
just-
pretty good dog name.
Putsy's cute.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rizzo's cute too. But
Come on, Putz.
yeah, exactly. You can nickname. But so we are getting interest, but obviously because they're the bigger puppies. So hopefully we'll get some really good apps, homes that are, a good fit for this type of dog.
Well, good. Well, I do want to do a PSA because people might be seeing these big white envelopes with an orange lettering that say ASPCA on them. And you open it up and it says, important, do not destroy and all this stuff, personalized documents enclosed.
Whoa, they have your name on them?
And they're looking for money, but this is not our SPCA.
That is correct.
No. It's
Our
not the
SPCA
AA
has cool looking cats on the back of
Yes.
it and dogs. It's mostly sort of brown, but you want to make sure that if you are contributing to animal welfare, that you're doing it to the organization that you hope you're doing it to. There is a confusion on the name. It's the SPCA of Anne Arundel County is the name, and it's got that sailboat with the inverted dog and cat in the sail.
That's right.
Which is soon to be changing. We learned last week. But
Is
In
one of the
some
dogs going to be in a
form.
Subaru?
It may just be
Is
altered.
Subaru going to make it in the logo?
Of course.
Oh, man. Can we get a commitment on that now?
But John, I'm ignoring Billy right now. But so, well, I appreciate you clarifying that because it's just an innocent, mix up with people and they come very often. Oh, I donate. I send my donation to New York. And we're like, that's not us. And people don't get it. The ASPCA is not us. We're a private organization. We've been there for 104 years, but we're not affiliated in any way.
So be careful because I do, like I said, I got that in the mail. And I can see where the confusion could be.
Yes.
Somebody could say, oh my gosh, yeah, I love the SPCA. They do such great work. And I hear them on the podcast and let me write a check.
Yeah. And then they see the commercials on TV and they're like, oh my gosh, that's them. That's not us either.
Right.
It'd be nice to afford a commercial like that, but we just don't have the money for that.
Budget for those national TV commercials.
And the other thing too is sometimes we are abbreviated to AAC SPCA, which is Anne Arundel County SPCA.
Right.
So we go by either, and that may be confusing too. So thank you.
You talked about hiding the Subaru logo or hiding Subaru in their new logo,
That I
Billy.
ignored.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll bring that back up because Kelly was going to do that here. I saw that there was a thing about the Canadian magazine driving the 25 Forester
Oh man, 25 Forester's awesome.
Said it's good. It's very good indeed, was what they quoted it. But they also said that they have Easter eggs in them. And I didn't know that cars did that. And apparently he said that contemporary models from most automakers are including Easter eggs. And the Forester follows suit with several graphics inside the cabin on the windows, from birds in flight to hiking boots and paw prints to compasses.
Yeah, very subtle.
Where are these? Do you know?
No, there's one like in the I think in the corner of the moonroof.
So it's like what, just like etched in the glass, like
it's like a little like sticker.
That's
sticker
cool.
Thing. Yeah, it's cool. You can take it off if you wanted to.
I mean, you hear about those Easter eggs like in software and stuff. I know like with Excel, you can push some keys and it turns into like a flight simulator and stuff like that.
Yeah. But the 2025 Foresters, we just started getting them in and they are awesome. It's a total redesign from 24. The ride is a lot smoother, a lot quieter. It is a really, really nice car. The tech is phenomenal.
Yeah, and the guy said in the redesign it didn't lose any of the cargo space.
Yeah, no.
And he said he also likes the square. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. It seemed a little bit square, boxier, or more defined.
Yeah, it's got a little bit. It still looks like a Forester. Didn't lose its identity. But it's a really good looking car, and it is a lot of fun to drive. It is very smooth, very. The things that anybody, if they had a complaint about the Forester with the prior model years, Subaru has addressed it and they knocked it out of the park. We're really excited to start getting a big inventory of those cars.
The other thing, Teresa said that she got a software update on her car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And it's like this over the air.
Yeah. Take
care of that business for us.
You got to think about it. These cars now, it's like they're like computers on wheels, and over time, just like your phone and your computers at home, there's certain things that may need to be updated to make sure that the performance is up to the standards that Subaru expects. The future is here. It's crazy the type of things that are going on now versus even 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to my first car. It was like, the rolling the windows.
Oh, yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
Oh, yeah. Some people come in and they're like, I don't want all this tech. And I'm like, well, that's
Sorry.
kind of how it comes.
Yeah, well, welcome to it. Now, don't you have any of those dial phones? Those buttons. It's just too much.
It's all on there. Even the base model cars, they all come with a lot of really cool stuff.
When all the cars started coming out with power windows, my mom specifically drove, I can't remember how many hours to get a manual window because in her mind, okay, depression baby, that's just one more damn thing to break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and she's probably right for a period.
Especially for the beginning. Yeah.
But yeah, she wanted the roll down window. She'd much rather lean across the seat and
oh my gosh,
and do it than the
do you remember those, Billy?
Yeah, I had roll down windows.
Okay. I was just making sure.
I had like 3 cars with roll down windows. My first car was an 84 Grand Wagoneer.
I saw read an article, I think it was in the Washington Post, Kelly. It was talking about, it was in Montgomery County. A woman had a dog that got sick, went to the vet and said, needed to euthanize it. And didn't have the money to do it. She took it back to the shelter.
This too. Yeah.
And they took her back in and she thought they were going to euthanize it, but they did work their magic and healed this dog with, probably a considerable
expense. It was like a $7,000. I thought it.
Yeah. I mean, a considerable expense, and then put it up for adoption again. And she wants it.
This is going to be a real hard one for Kelly to answer.
It's going to be a hard one.
I read that. I thought about you. I thought about you guys. I read that as well. I thought about it. And that is like such a difficult situation
to
be in from both sides, you know, as the owner and as the shelter. Like it's, the win is that the dog is alive.
That's right. Yeah. Right. And somebody gave it the medical care.
Yeah.
Gave him his medical care.
Yeah. So you can kind of see it from both sides, but I think it's really like, obviously with you guys, it's all case by case, right? Like, but that's a difficult position to be in for everybody. And then to have like, all these articles written about it and stuff like, I know.
It's like for everybody, for the shelter and for the, previous owner.
Sure. Well, I'm sure the previous owner wanted that article written because she wants her dog back. But and I get the shelter's position. It's like you surrender the animal.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's, what can we do? But I mean, if somebody surrenders something that says, we've got a terminal illness, we can't do anything like that. I mean, do you take people at their word on that? Or obviously you've got a medical check when any animal comes in.
Well, when they do come to surrender for euthanasia or they just come to surrender, obviously we do check out, that we hope they come with some medical records and stuff. And we go through those and then we'll do some tests on our own too, to see if there's anything there that for some reason they may not have had the financial means or didn't know where to go to help this animal. So then we definitely would do that. Now, when it comes for euthanasia, we'll explain and talk with the owner if there's anything that we feel we can do, whether it's just a small fee. Sometimes people come in and they want to surrender their cat because the cat is actually not going to the bathroom in the litter box. Well, that could be a simple UTI. They may not know that, or they just don't realize that they could just do, urine analysis and get some antibiotics and move on. So those are just things that obviously, like Billy said, it is case by case because it could be something super simple. But obviously in her case, it seemed like it was a very costly surgery that,
right.
To save that animal. The shelter was able to do that, but she wasn't.
And you guys are not, in the difficult position that you guys are in is that you can't have people showing up with animals that they can't afford to get the animal, treated or save the animal's life and expect you guys to pay for it and then get the animal.
I wish
back.
we could.
Yeah,
I wish we could.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But you guys just don't.
Right.
You can't.
We
do
don't
that
have
for,
the
you
means
can't do that
to do
for
that.
everybody. You don't have the means to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it is, case by case, and it's a very
That's a tough. That's a
yeah.
real. That's
And
a
so
real
many
one.
times, in that situation, if it is going to be costly like that, we'll reach out, or we have some people that are sponsors or some people that donate, towards that medical care. So we have a lot of people that have invested in this animal. And it's just one of those situations. It's very difficult to have to give up your animal, but clearly, if I know if I didn't have the financial means for something and someone else could do it, it'd be more important to me to know that the dog made it. And as opposed to
is safe, is healthy,
me
and
feeling
is
as if,
living
gosh,
their
I
best
wish I
life.
could have, so yeah, I'm curious to see how that does turn out. It's a tough situation for everybody.
It really is. Well, speaking of adopting animals at the SPCA, I saw that Ziggy, Pablo, Romeo, and Chip the Beagle are still there. So I got to say, WTF. What?
Yes, but Chip, so far, we think we got Chip a home.
Okay.
And because they came in to look at another dog that wasn't as good of a fit. And so they're very interested in Chip, and that's good. Romeo has a meet and greet, so fingers crossed.
Okay, now Romeo's
blind.
sort of the pit mix that has this blind.
Yes.
And he needs another doggy at home to.
Oh my gosh, absolutely, he does. And he is, that we thank our fosters every day because Romeo went to foster and came back to the shelter a totally different dog, socialized, very confident. Because obviously
didn't
he
it
lost
meet
his
Romeo?
Yes,
at the walk for the animals.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Romeo was
right.
there. What a sweet
Romeo
dog.
was there. I know. And he's such a lovable dog.
I couldn't even tell that he couldn't see.
And I can tell you the foster just fell in love with Romeo. If they didn't already have pets in the home, they just
would have been a
another
fail.
dog. Right. Because, oh God. And he is just sweet as can be. Very strong dog. So if anyone does just decide to adopt Romeo, he's a strong walker.
Well, most pits are.
Mm-hmm. But he came back from foster. I mean, he came in emaciated. I mean, just awful condition, and now he's all muscular and he's been
That's right. I remember
doing
you
really
you
well.
said that you thought that his neglect is what ended up causing the blindness.
Absolutely.
It wasn't something that he was born with.
Yeah.
And then Ziggy Pablo's kind of a cool little dog. And
I think Ziggy Pablo might need a rebrand. We might need like a name change, a haircut, maybe a different photo shoot.
Just he doesn't need an extreme makeover. Just
just like a rebrand a little bit. Like,
right. We'll try it, Billy.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of looks like a Ziggy Pablo. Like, let's make him,
You know what else you could do?
Crazy hair.
Yeah.
You could call up the people that took Tizzy and Puppy.
And find out who gave that haircut.
Say, dude, you forgot the third.
Yeah.
That's right. Gosh, was that a makeover? Oh, wow. They look totally different. And, it's like right after they got their makeover, boom, adopted.
Sure.
And it could have just been a coincidence.
See what I'm saying? It's like you got a little rebrand, a little refresh.
I'm going to try it. We have a groomer who's
That's what
fabulous.
they did with the Forester.
Yeah, exactly.
A groomer that's coming, and they're going to do some makeovers for some of our dogs that need.
Cool.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm going to put Ziggy Pablo on that
Get
list.
Ziggy Pablo on the list. He deserves it.
But but otherwise we're doing pretty good. I think if the ones that we've spoken with, that those three are still there, and Ziggy, Pablo, and Chip are still for Ziggy Pablo is most recent.
Yes,
but
Chip's been there.
Chip was a while, couple weeks, a month ago, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Romeo was probably about 2 months ago. But
yes,
and I get Romeo's.
It's a special case.
It's a special case, so. That's pretty cool. You got the puppy plunge coming up in but it's August.
It's going to be fun. We got our food trucks lined up, and we already have a bunch of vendors that are coming, and it's always a really good time.
Is your friend still selling homemade dog biscuits up in Baltimore, Billy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Make sure she knows about the puppy plunge.
Yeah. Get her down here.
To come on down and do that, because I know that you guys are looking for sponsors and you're
always looking for sponsors and vendors. And there's a nice big field there, so it's great.
Those are pretty tasty too. Remember we ate?
Yeah, we did. We all did.
I'll give her a shout.
Yes,
and you know, for local businesses, this is a time where you got 1,000 people that show up throughout the day at least to let their dogs romp in the West Road River.
That's right. And it's Petite Beach or Muscle Beach, so you don't have to worry about your big, your little petite dog being,
What about
run
like
over
Dad
by
Bod Beach?
What about
like the dogs that are like not jacked, they're not small, they're just like, maybe a little bit out of shape.
We'll leave that up. We'll leave that up to the owner to decide which beach is best for them. But they I think I mentioned this before, but we used to have like a start time for the puppy plunge, and we're like, okay, everybody, we're going to hold them back and then release them. We couldn't do it. I mean, these dogs, they go running for that entrance to the water. I mean, you cannot hold them back. So we just say, come plunge whenever you want.
And hopefully the governor and Tucker Baltimore will be back.
Yes, wouldn't that be nice? So it was so great for them to join us last year.
That was fun to see him. He's a great guy.
Super friendly. I think he took a picture with every single person there. Right. I mean, he was just great. He stayed for a couple hours and met everybody.
Although his dog was a little bit weak in the pie eating contest.
Oh.
Maybe he's been practicing this year.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he just doesn't like pie.
That's funny to watch these dogs.
Or peanut butter. I think most of the time they're peanut butter or sweet potato pies.
Yeah, they just jam their face in there.
Oh, yeah.
Go nuts.
Now how do I get it off my
That's right.
Start licking and everything else. It's we've got to get some homes for little puppies.
Absolutely.
Little Cane Corso.
Little big puppies.
Little big puppies.
Yes, they'll be big ones.
And it's all the Grease characters there. So get your application in, again, AACSPCA.org. And you don't want to be fooled by the ASPCA.
That's right.
It's totally a different organization. You want to make sure that if you write a check or put a credit card in, that it goes to the right person, because that's horrible when you think you're helping out something local and it's not.
And we are the community organization here. So
support the local community.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a car that is absolutely up to date all the time and updates itself, get a Subaru. Well, if you want to adopt one of these puppies that we don't see, AACSPCA.org. Annapolis Subaru is for the car side of this podcast.
Yep.
AnnapolisSubaru.com, or you roll up to 149 Old Solomon's Island Road and say hi to Billy and the crew, and probably a dog or two that is always running around in this the showroom.
Yeah, and know that, we donate a lot of money to the local community, especially the SPCA.
Yes.
So we can't do that without our customers. So we appreciate everybody's business.
And you do it year after year after year. So
every year,
the community appreciates you.
Yes, we do.
Just as you do appreciate us.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple-authorized service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service, and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.